Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday to all of you out there. It is yet another gloomy, dreary, and yes, once again, rainy day here on the eastern shore of Maryland. So I have absolutely no excuse not to get a workout in on this morning because there's not a whole hell of a lot I can do out there. Not that I should be making excuses, not that I'm making excuses. And that ties into what I wanted to talk about today, because even if this was a really sunny day, which obviously it isn't, there's no excuse for at least staying on track with what you want to do as best you can when it comes to your health and fitness. Now, full disclaimer, went out last night, my wife and son, met up with a good friend of mine and his good friend of mine from college, known him for a long, long time, 30 years now, over 30 years. And with a couple of his friends, we went out to eat. We had some Mexican food. It was awesome. I love my burritos, my rice and beans, love it. I know a lot of you have your favorite foods that you want to eat when you go out as well. And I overindulged a little bit, actually more than a little bit. Even had a margarita on top of that. But that's okay, because I enjoyed every last minute of it. I savored every last bite. But now I'm back in here, in the good old Vicnasium here, to get back to work, to get back on track. And that's what I'm talking about here. We all like to indulge on the weekends. We all like to have fun and cut loose and have some good foods that we know we probably shouldn't be eating, but we're going to eat them anyway, and even indulge in a drink or two, as I did last night. That margarita was really good, by the way. But the idea is to not have it continue throughout the entire weekend. That's the key here. What you've heard me say many times before, when I point out the 80-20 rule. If you're solid with your health and fitness routine, with your nutrition, 80% of the time, which is essentially the entire week plus going into the weekend, you're in pretty good shape. You can indulge a little bit the other 20% of the time. But what people tend to forget is they enjoy the entire weekend, and then they wonder why they've taken a step back in their health and fitness programs. It's always the, one step forward, one step back. Because the weekend actually constitutes a little over a quarter of your week, 28.5% to be exact. So what happens if you overindulge throughout the entire weekend? Now you're talking about overindulging over a quarter of your week. Yes, that's not going to help you get to your health and fitness goals. Does it make it a complete washout? No. But now you're taking away somewhat from the work and the consistency and the discipline that you put in during the course of the week. And I know it's a lot easier to do it during the course of the week, because let's face it, life is happening at that time. You've got work, you've got your family, you got to get the kids to school. So you've got your routine pretty much set, and you've worked hard throughout the week. So you start telling yourself once Friday evening rolls around that it's time to have some fun. I've earned it. And yeah, you have. But again, you got to be smart about it. You don't want to ruin some of the work that you've put in, all that hard work that you've put in during the course of the week. So you got to be smart about it. So yes, I went out, had me some really, really good, Mexican food. It was really good. One of our favorite places here in Ocean City. Enjoyed a margarita. It was really good as well, with salt, by the way, not sugar. For those of you who like that sort of thing. It had been the first one I'd had in quite some time. So I enjoyed myself. I had a great time out with family and friends. I don't regret it one bit. What I would regret, though, is if I compounded that by eating unhealthy the rest of the weekend, not getting in the gym to get a workout in today and tomorrow. And it's not just because it's raining, not just because it's gloomy out and there's really no reason to be outside, even in a resort town like this. It's because that's what I need to do to stay on track. I don't expect myself, and I don't expect anyone I work with or any one of you out there to be perfect with this, to be completely spot on 100% of the time. That's why I talk about the 80-20 rule. But once you start overindulging too much, what you're subconsciously doing is giving yourself permission to continue adding to that problem. So next thing you know, or compounding it, I should say, and next thing you know, it's creeping into the week now on top of that. So again, it's being smart about it, it's enjoying it, it's indulging a little bit like I did last night, and then getting back to your routine. You do that, you're going to be in great shape without having to restrict yourself, without having to cut out all those great times and foods and drinks that we all enjoy having. You can, the old saying, you can have your cake and eat it too a bit. You just can't have a whole lot of cake, and you don't want to do it. You don't want to eat cake all weekend long. I appreciate you guys joining me on here. It's been great talking to you as always, each and every day. Hope the weather where you are is a hell of a lot better than it is where I am right now, or it has been for the past week. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. Get in the gym, eat some healthy food, and have some fun while you're at it. I'll catch you next time. Take care, folks.